Well, I guess there's no doubt about where I'm not going today. They got the interstate shut down. A lot of the two-lane blacktops are closed. We're in a pretty good sized blizzard going right now. I always got the cave. Let's go see what we can monkey with today. Hey everybody, welcome along with the CD today. I'm going to do a product review. It's kind of wintry out right now, not a heck of a lot going on in my world. We're going to play around with the Frankford Arsenal. It's a rotary tumbler, stainless steel pin, wet tumbling, whatever you want to call it. I've used it a couple times. I'm going to tell you, it is the cat's ass. It cleans. What we got when you open it up, that's the tub. If you want to know size, just think gallon milk jug. There it is. That's the size of this thing. There's 2 pounds of stainless steel pins. I just keep them in there because that's where you're going to use them at. Drive unit itself is no bigger than that. Simply plugs into the wall. Simple on-off switch. These two are the drive wheels. These back here are just idlers. They do nothing but support. What you do, it says to run this thing at least 3/4 full of brass. It says 300 pieces of 223. That's the size that they claim it'll clean. What I've used in the past, this is Hornady's. This is Midway's. Frankford Arsenal is a Midway company, I do believe. I've got the Hornady because I do have a sonic cleaner over there also, and I bought that for cleaning my suppressors. And that's what we're going to do, but we're going to do it with the brass. And that's why I bought this thing, is for suppressors. These things right here, my 2 small ones, they go on my 17 Hornet, 22 Hornet. That's what they're rated up to. They're called a rimfire. There's 7 individual baffles in there. And the carbon buildup on them gets pretty severe, and it's a pain to get off. You can put it in that sonic cleaner, run it over and over and over. I'll let it in there 2, 3, 4 days. It gets off the bulk, but that's stuff that is baked on. It don't come off. It cleans brass really well, but you think about it, brass, boom, it's a one-time cycle. That suppressor on the end, that might be 300, 400, 500 cycles. You go up shooting prairie dogs, you go down to the range, clean them once a month, whatever the case is, that stuff's baked on. I'm going to throw the camera up above so you can see what I'm going to do. We're going to load this thing up. I'm going to clean a bunch of 45 ACP brass, and I'm going to throw the guts out of my suppressors in here and see how this thing cleans. It's pretty impressive. Alright, we got the sky cam up. We're going to load this baby for you. This is the small one. There's a deluxe one. It comes with the timer and stuff. You get up that $200 range, and it's way more than I need. You got a plastic see-through end cap, rubber gasket that keeps it from making a mess all over. And there's 2 pounds of stainless steel pins in there. The box says they are 1 millimeter diameter, 7 millimeters long. But if you're like me, I work in inches, and that millimeters don't mean nothing. There's a few of them right there. Suppressors. I've already ran these things through there. This one here is still clean. I haven't used it yet. If we can get in there, you can still see in the bottom there's just a hair bit of carbon in there. But these things are pretty damn clean for suppressor parts. If I'd let this thing run when I did it, maybe another hour, I don't think there'd be a piece of dark on here. It'd be just shiny titanium. But anyway, every time I run this thing, I'm going to run these things in there. This one was clean the same time that one was. And I took it down and I shot the 17 Hornet on it. It's starting to get a little bit, but that's not bad. That's probably only less than, whoa, don't lose parts like that. That's less than 50 rounds. We're already getting a good carbon buildup. I'm sure this isn't baked on. But they're dirty. It's the beginning. Like I say, every time I fire this thing up, those suppressor parts go in there. Kind of that get them clean, keep them clean philosophy. They say to run this thing about 3/4 full minimum. They say it'll do 300 pieces of 223 size. I don't know how much that equates in 45 ACP, but hell of a lot. It's about right up to here full of brass right now. And you know what brass looks like. This stuff gets tumbled, not tumbled, vibratory. You know, your corn cob media, and I don't run it till it's shiny, shiny, shiny. I just run it till it's basically clean. There's no junk on it. I run this through a Dillon Progressive when I do reload it. Therefore, I do not knock the primers out because the first stage of the Progressive is knock the primer, resize the case. I'm not going to do that twice. So you know what it looks like beforehand. I'll show you what this stuff looks like in a couple of hours. Like I say, the solutions, I've run the Hornady and I've run that Frankford Arsenal. Quite frankly, I can't tell the difference in it. And it's both our 40-to-1 mixes, and that's about that much. I'm precision measuring there. I bet if you use dishwashing liquid, it'd probably do the exact same thing. I'm going to go fill this thing up with water. Be right back. Alright, there we go. We got that baby filled up right level full top of the brass. We got the solution, we got the pins, we got suppressor parts, got 45 ACP. What I'm hoping on ACP, there's no bottleneck to them. The first time I did the suppressor parts, I did it with 156, I think I counted, 243 Winchester. And just like the suppressor parts, they did not get the pockets 100%. They are clean, but not 100%. The inside of them are just like the outside of them. What I think happens with that bottleneck case, eventually you got more pins inside the case because they won't come out readily. So there's not as many pins on the outside, cleaning on the outside what you want to clean. Though this time I'm going to try it with 45 ACP. Them pins are going to come, go, come, go. They're going to be inside. They're just going to clean everything. That's my philosophy. We'll see if that holds true. Okay, nothing more than gasket and your little window, see-through window plastic, whatchamathingy there. I'm tightening that up pretty snug. It doesn't have to be incredibly. You can imagine what a plastic full of 5 pounds of brass, 2 pounds of steel pins, it makes a racket. Inside here on the floor, it'll drive you hoo-hoo crazy. So we're going to take it outside in the garage and let it run outside. Maybe the neighbors can enjoy it as much as I do. We're going to shut the camera down. I'm going to go outside. All right, there she be. Make sure that lid's on pretty tight one more time. Simply put her on. Let her rock and roll. I'm going to let that set about 2 hours. We'll peel it open downstairs, clean it out, and I'll show you what this looks like, and that brass is going to be just clean as a whistle. Alrighty. Got an hour 45 into this. We are going to dump it. And it's foamy soap. And a lot of black. That's pretty good. Let's go dump them out on a towel and see what things look like. Alright, separate the pins out. Use the same separator you use for your corn cob or whatever else you use. Yeah, are they clean? That is clean brass. Still a lot of pins rolling there. If they're wet, them pins are not just going to fall right out of every casing. But I'm sure we got 99.9% of them out of there. Still got a lot of them sitting in there. Like I say, as long as it's wet, them little pins that have no real weight, they're going to stick to things. So that is very, very clean brass. Inside, outside. This thing works really good. That's a pretty good shot. 1 and 3/4. There's still just a little bit of carbon built up in there. Not much. Way, way, way less than doing it in a sonic cleaner. Okay, when the time comes, you got to separate all them pins out, or you got to clean them up. They sell a magnet, and that's exactly what it's used for. Anyway, folks, that's how you go about doing this stuff. Now it's just lay them out on a towel like that, let everything dry down. You know, it takes a day. The only thing bad about it, if you want to reload today, you want to reload this afternoon, it's going to take that long for them to dry. Summertime, put them out in the hot sun, hell, in an hour they'd be dry. Wintertime, like right now, it'll be at least this time tomorrow, maybe even the next day. But I'm not in a hurry for anything in 45 ACP. Not really a hurry for anything right now. One might throw a note in here at the end of this video. Over on my Patreon page, I think I might have told you the last time, I disconnected the billing cycle. For January, I'll probably do the same in February because I just don't have a lot of content. It's winter time out right now. I didn't have a good fall. Anyway, if you want to go over on there, it don't cost you anything to sign up. I think you still got to put in, I'll donate so much, but there will be no billing. You want to check out what the channel's like for a month or two. Disconnect if you don't like it. If not, stick around. I'd really appreciate it. Have a great new year. Thanks a lot.